Hi, Deniz. Welcome to the video series. Thanks for your time. I would just straightforward jump into the question that can you actually sort of give us a background and a little bit of explanation about what Mox does? I understand Mox by Standard Chartered. How does it operate? What products and services it offers?
Sure. Amit, thank you very much, for having me here. It's a great pleasure, to explain, what is Mox, and it's going to be a great, pleasure for me, to discuss the details with you guys. Mox is a virtual bank. It's one of the first virtual bank, in Hong Kong. Of course, we can call it, challenger bank or neo bank, however you want to call it, but it's a digital, initiative in Hong Kong. We are backed by Standard Chartered, PCCW Group, Hong Kong Telecom, and Trip.com. Honestly, we have main 3 JV partners. We obtain our license. Honestly, before the license, I think, I should say we started this journey 18 months ago. I remember, 18 months ago, we were like, a couple of people in Hong Kong to think about, how we can build a virtual bank end-to-end digitally. Today, Mox has more than 160 people. We obtained our license last year. We built our technology from scratch. And to be honest, right now we are focusing on how to build, something different, in banking industry. Of course, there are a couple of areas I want to, focus on. First of all, we are a licensed bank in Hong Kong, and we will do a lot of different things, but the first thing is we are focusing on customer problems and customer the problems and the pain points. That's why we started in Hong Kong with a huge ethnographic research to identify the big problems of Hong Kong and Hong Kong customers. We identified more than 87 different pain points in Hong Kong, and right now we are building services to solve some of these problems in Hong Kong. Why I'm saying, services instead of products, this bank, Mox, it's going to be a service-led bank instead of a product-led bank. What we are building services with our partners to solve these pain points. And to be honest, under the services, of course, there are some traditional products, with a digital way, but honestly, the most important piece is we are going to be a service-led bank. The second piece, I want to underline, ecosystem is really important, and you guys also, working on, ecosystem a lot. And to be honest, as a bank, for us, ecosystem is really important. Our JV partners, Hong Kong Telecom, PCCW, they are the leader in telco in Hong Kong, and honestly, they have more than 4 million customers, as a group in Hong Kong. And when I say customers, they send more than 4 million invoices every month in Hong Kong. And this is a great potential for us. And Trip.com, they are our travel partner. Globally, they have more than 210 million users. And of course, we partnered with them because of 2 main reasons. The first thing is we are building services together. Instead of bringing another credit card with a different color to Hong Kong, we are building end-to-end services together. And the second piece is these JV partners, they are going to be our distribution channels. This is the most important piece for challenger banks, virtual banks. Instead of starting from scratch with 0 customers, I think distribution channels will be one of the most vital things for challenger banks.
Right. So how do you acquire the customers at a lower cost and very efficiently is an important part. A follow-up question to what you said that you're building from scratch. Does that mean that you have built your own core banking solution, own payment modules and a lot of things in-house, or you're using other solutions, FinTech solutions as well?
We work with a lot of FinTechs and partners. Honestly, we are building everything in Hong Kong for Hong Kong. This is something, I want to underline. We are building everything, our developers, our engineers, they are here. What we are doing is, of course, we are using some partners and vendors to build our systems. First of all, I have to say this is this is becoming a full cloud native bank. So everything is on the cloud. And honestly, for example, you mentioned about core banking system. I really want to challenge that, what is the meaning of core banking system? Because when you look at the traditional banks, core banking is really important. But for this kind of, challenger models, do we need a core banking system? Or instead of having a core banking system, do we need a connected systems on the cloud that we can do a lot of different things? Our core systems, actually, we are running on a smart contract model. Instead of getting a very traditional core banking system, we are not going to use a traditional core banking system. It's going to be smart contract system. It's going to be connected with the APIs. And instead of creating a lot of layers between front end to core banking, we will have only one layer between core banking and the front end. So I think this is very important, because when I compare with the traditional way of doing these things, you can see more than 8-9 different layers between front end the core banking. And this means, of course, this creates a lot of silos in the banking system. And silos means different groups, different technologies, different dependencies. But in our bank, Mox, you are not going to see this kind of things. We are building everything here, but again, we are using a lot of partners and vendors.
So, you have just announced about a numberless card, and in this time of crisis, some call it a black swan event and time. How are you seeing, product launch? So we want to showcase to other fintech founders about how they can also still launch new products or look to launch new products, especially since Mox has a license but hasn't officially come online yet for the retail market. So it would be good to understand that thinking behind announcing about your product launch and how you've been building towards it.
I mean, given the situation, as you mentioned, the COVID-19, of course, we are facing, really, with the challenging times, and we have been monitoring, all, the environment and everything. But given this situation, honestly, everything is becoming more digital. Everything is becoming more virtual. And honestly, for a bank like us, this is becoming a big opportunity. I don't believe that this is going to be a blocker, for digital businesses. This is a great opportunity, for real digital businesses. But I'm not talking about half-hearted or not real digital businesses. I'm talking about if you have something end-to-end digital, then this is going to be a great potential. Yes, thank you very much. We announced our panelist card just 2 weeks ago. There's a huge excitement in the market. I can easily tell you, we receive more than 50-60 calls every day from people, that they want to apply for this card immediately. We receive a lot of emails, a lot of comments, on social media that people, they want to apply. This panelist card, it's important. Again, it's part of one service. We just announced that piece, but you will see, the full service soon. Of course, this panelist card means the plastic, it's becoming something like a tool for us. Do you need your card number? Do you need your security number? Do you need your expiry date on that card? Honestly, you do not need it, because your app, it's becoming your remote controller. Instead of taking your wallet and opening your wallet and finding that card and entering everything, this card it's going to be connected with your app, Mox app, and your Mox app will be connected with a lot of different digital services. With the help of this connection, you will be able to do all the transactions digitally instead of finding your card. But also, I don't believe that Hong Kong market or some other markets, we are not ready to go fully cardless solutions.
Yeah.
But this card is, you can use it, you can tap it, you can use it, as a plastic, and you will be able to use it, as a debit card for ATM withdrawals. You can use it, as a credit card. You can use it, in your e-commerce transaction, but it's it will be fully connected with your Mox app. I think this is really critical. Back to your question, especially for real digital services, I don't believe that this is going to be difficult time. I believe that there will be some opportunities if you are giving real values to your customers. Then I don't believe that we need to stop and see the market.
So last question quickly is, in this time of crisis, what are your advice or recommendation to other fintech founders, especially young founders who are dealing with difficulties on various levels? What would be your advice?
What I believe, first of all, they have to focus on they have to focus their teams first, because everything is starting from the team. Because what I believe, the most important asset of Mox is our people. And how we started, especially, after the Chinese New Year, we started, work from home. But I think, there were a lot of, opportunities, in that, case. Why? Because I think teams are really, they are more connected than ever right now. Yes, in the beginning, we had, some difficulties. But as an agile bank, as a fully cloud native bank, everything is digital for us, and we can do everything from remotely. And the teams are becoming more digital and very connected. What I can suggest, first thing is they need to talk to your teams, and they need to understand what are the real needs for the people. Again, I'm not saying that we have all these technologies, video technologies, also the messaging technologies, but technology is not enough. Are we using these technologies, to help our people and to understand, their needs? I think that's the most important thing. The second thing I would suggest, they need to understand their customers. What are the real needs of their customers, right now under this given situation? And if they can bring more values, to their customers, I think these times won't be will be remembered forever. So that's why they need to focus on these two areas. And honestly, as Mox, what I'm creating, what we are creating, together, with the team, there are two things important. One is we are in trust business. Yes, we are a bank. We are a licensed bank in Hong Kong, but we are in trust business. We have two different partners, FinTech partners, telco partners, but we are in the trust business. And we always, the second thing is we always focus on hard share instead of market share. And this hard share thing, it's going to be extremely important in 2020. Why? Because we need to be with our customers to show them, help them, and create, services to solve their problems. I think, if we can follow this kind of things, in 2020, there will be a lot of different opportunities, for the companies, also, for Mox.
That's a very positive thing, to end this conversation with. Another thing I want to remind people is that it was in the last crisis in 2008, some great companies came out like WhatsApp, Venmo, Slack, Square. So, as somebody said, right, don't waste a good crisis. So with that, thank you so much, Deniz, for your time. It was lovely talking to you.
Thanks. Bye.